Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today, we will think the absolute insanity that just exploded in the Forrester Creations CEO office where Ivy Forrester dropped a massive maternity bombshell to stop Steffi from firing her. And let me just tell you guys right now, I am completely exhausted. I have been staring at my screen for hours trying to process what we just witnessed because my jaw is literally still on the floor. I am running on fumes and way too much iced coffee right now, but I had to get this out to you immediately because this is the kind of soap opera history that we will be talking about for the next decade. I am not even exaggerating. So grab a snack and settle in because this is going to be a very long, very messy, very unfiltered breakdown of the most chaotic moment we have seen on this show in years. So let's just back up for a second. Let's look at the absolute mess that has been brewing at Forrester Creations all week because the tension has been unbearable. We all knew something was going to give. We all knew that this ridiculous love triangle or square or whatever you want to call it between Elektra, Will, RJ, and Melissa Dillon was going to explode. And boy, did it ever. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected the explosion to come from Ivy Forrester of all people. But we have to start with Daphne Rose Walton because Daphne is the real MVP of this entire situation. Daphne is the one who finally reached her moral breaking point. And thank goodness she did. Because I was getting so sick and tired of watching Ivy pull the strings like some kind of twisted puppet master. Daphne has been sitting on this massive secret. She knew that Ivy stole Elektra's letter. She knew that Ivy threw away that WE necklace. She knew that Ivy single-handedly orchestrated the breakup between Will and Elektra. And she has been carrying that guilt around while trying to deal with her own stuff. Like that negative pregnancy test with Carter. Which is heartbreaking, by the way. But Daphne just couldn't take it anymore. And who can blame her? Because things got violent. Literally violent. Will and RJ got into a massive testosterone-fueled shoving match right there in the Forrester showroom. Just throwing each other around over Elektra. Like a couple of wild animals. And Carter had to physically step in and break it up. Carter, who was already dealing with a heartbroken wife. And then Ridge had to step in and give RJ this incredibly hypocritical lecture about keeping personal drama out of the office. Which is rich coming from Ridge Forrester. I mean, seriously, Ridge's entire career is based on personal drama in the office. But whatever. So Daphne sees all this. She sees the damage. She sees Will making these desperate pitches to Elektra. Will literally telling Elektra that Melissa Dillon is moving out of his beach house just to appease Elektra's ridiculous ultimatums. And Daphne sees Ivy going into overdrive. Ivy panicking because Will is actually fighting for Elektra. Ivy making these aggressive, manipulative moves to keep Elektra focused on RJ, and Daphne just snaps. She realizes that Ivy is going to destroy these kids' lives, so Daphne decides to blow the whistle. But she doesn't just go to Elektra. No, that would be too easy. The truth somehow makes its way to the top of the food chain. To Steffi Forrester Finnegan. And let me tell you, Steffi is the last person on earth you want to mess with right now. Because think about Steffi's mental state this week. Steffi is already operating at a level 10 panic. She just found out that her mother Taylor has been having a full-blown affair with Deacon Sharp. And not just a fling, like actual love. And Steffi had to hear about how Sheila Carter, the actual psychopath who shot her, was pounding on Taylor's door with a knife or pizza cutter, whatever it was. It was a weapon. Steffi is terrified for her family. She is trying to protect her legacy. She is trying to keep Forrester Creations afloat while her family is losing their minds. She has zero patience for high school games. Zero. So when Steffi finds out what Ivy has been doing, oh my god, the wrath. The absolute wrath of Steffi Forrester. Because Steffi realizes that Ivy has been using company time, company resources, and company property to manipulate the CEO's brother RJ and Bill Spencer's son Will, creating a hostile work environment, causing physical brawls in the showroom. Steffi is furious, and rightfully so. I am completely on Steffi's side here, because somebody has to be the adult in the room. So Steffi calls a meeting, and she calls Ivy into the CEO office, and it is tense. You could cut the tension with a knife. The doors close, the blinds are drawn, and Steffi is just sitting there behind that massive desk, looking like the absolute boss that she is. And Elektra is there too, because Steffi wants Elektra to hear exactly what kind of snake she has been living with. And Ivy walks in, and you can tell Ivy thinks she can talk her way out of this. Ivy always thinks she is the smartest person in the room. She has this smug look on her face, thinking she just secured Elektra's future with RJ, thinking she finally beat the Spencers. But Steffi doesn't even give her a chance to speak. Steffi just drops the hammer, boom. Steffi lays it all out. The stolen letter, the trash necklace, the lies, the manipulation. The fact that Ivy intentionally drove Will and Elektra apart, and Steffi doesn't hold back. She looks Ivy dead in the eye and tells her that her behavior is disgusting, that it is unprofessional, that she is a liability to the company. And Elektra is just standing there, listening to all of this, and you can see Elektra's heart just breaking all over again. Because Elektra has been so blind, Elektra has been demanding loyalty from Will, giving him ultimatums, forcing him to kick Dylan out, all while believing that Will abandoned her, when in reality, it was her own flesh and blood who betrayed her, her own aunt. And Elektra is just staring at Ivy in horror, realizing that every single choice she made over the last few weeks was based on a lie crafted by the person she trusted most. And then Steffi does it. Steffi pulls out the paperwork, the termination papers, because Steffi has decided to fire Ivy. And I cheered. I literally cheered at my screen, because it is about time somebody held Ivy accountable. Steffi tells Ivy that she is done, that her jewelry partnership is over, that she needs to pack up her desk and get out of the building. And Steffi picks up her pen. She is preparing to sign the termination order to officially kick Ivy out of Forrester Creations. And that is when the panic sets in. You can see it in Ivy's eyes. The absolute terror. Ivy realizes that she has lost her job, she has lost her power. And most importantly, she is about to lose Elektra forever. Because Elektra is looking at her with pure disgust. And Ivy knows she has no cards left to play. She is cornered. She is a rat in a trap. And when rats are cornered, they do desperate things. So Ivy does the most desperate thing imaginable. She decides to detonate a nuclear bomb right there in the middle of the CEO office. Ivy starts crying. Real ugly tears. Her makeup is running. She is shaking. She looks at Steffi, who is holding the pen. And she screams. She literally screams for her to stop. And then she turns to Elektra. And the words that came out of Ivy's mouth next will haunt the show forever. Ivy says, and I quote, "I didn't do it to hurt you. I did it because I am your mother." Silence. Absolute deafening silence. I literally stopped breathing. I had to rewind the episode 3 times to make sure I heard it right. Because Elektra is not Ivy's niece. Elektra is Ivy's biological daughter. The daughter she abandoned years ago. Are you kidding me? Let's just pause here, because my brain is melting. Let's really think about this. Ivy Forrester has been parading around for years, acting like this righteous moral authority, judging everyone else. And this whole time she has a secret child. A child she dumped on someone else, only to swoop back into her life posing as an aunt. The psychological damage of that is off the charts. It is sick, it is twisted, it is so dark. And the way Ivy justified it, oh my god, the justification made me want to throw my remote at the TV. Because Ivy is crying, right? She is sobbing. And she tries to explain herself. She tells Elektra that she abandoned her because she was young and scared, but that she came back to protect her. And why did she manipulate the breakup with Will? Why did she do all these dirty things? Ivy blames the Spencers. Of course she does. Ivy looks at Elektra and says that she had to protect her from the complexity and the toxicity of the Spencer family. She says that Will is a Spencer and Spencers destroy Forrester women. And she couldn't let her daughter fall into the same trap that she did. And look, as a journalist, as a fan of this show, I know Ivy's history. I know her trauma. Let's be real for a second. Ivy has deep, deep scars when it comes to the Spencer men. We all remember what Liam Spencer put her through. The back and forth, the gaslighting, the emotional whiplash, Liam bouncing between Ivy, Steffi, and Hope. It destroyed Ivy. And then Wyatt Spencer, the same thing. The Spencer men have historically chewed Ivy up and spit her out. And let's not forget that Steffi literally pushed Ivy into the Seine River in Paris over a Spencer-Steffi electrocuted Ivy. Ivy has literal PTSD from her past with the Spencers and with Steffi. So in Ivy's twisted, broken mind, Will Spencer is just another Liam. Will is just another Bill. Will is a threat. And Ivy genuinely believes that by stealing that letter, by throwing away that necklace, by pushing Elektra toward RJ Forrester, she was saving her daughter's life. She thought she was being a good mother by lying and scheming. But it is so incredibly toxic because Will is not Liam. Will is not Bill. Will is just a kid who loved Elektra. And Ivy projected all of her own historical trauma onto her secret daughter. It is classic narcissistic parenting. I know what's best for you, so I will destroy your life to save it. It is gross. And Elektra. Poor, naive, hypocritical Electra. Because yes, I have been hard on Electra lately. I hated how she demanded Will kick Dylan out while secretly kissing RJ. Electra has been messy, but nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves to have their entire reality shattered like this. Electra is just frozen, standing there in the CEO office. Chon Chan Trong, Sir Bang Huang, rooted to the spot in absolute shock. She can't even speak. Her mouth is open, but no sound comes out. Because how do you process that? The woman you called Aunt Ivy, the woman you looked up to, the woman who just ruined your relationship with the man you love, is actually the mother who threw you away like trash when you were a baby. Electra's eyes are just wide with this hollow, dead look. Her entire life is a lie. Her family history is a lie. Her identity is a lie. And the trust is completely, utterly shattered. Nim tin ko Electra Juan Tuan Dover. She looks at Ivy not with love, but with terror. Because Ivy is a stranger. A manipulative, guilty stranger who played God with her heart. And then there is Steffy. Because we cannot forget Steffi's reaction to this. Steffy is sitting behind that desk. The pen is literally hovering over the signature line of the termination papers. And Steffy is stunned. Sung so. Because Steffy is the co-CEO. Steffy is the protector of the Forster legacy. And Steffy's brain is working 1,000,000 miles a minute. Because this isn't just a personal secret. This secret upends the entire structure of the Forster family. Think about the family tree right now. If Electra is Ivy's daughter, that changes everything. Ivy is John Forrester's daughter. Eric Forrester's brother. That makes Ivy a legacy Forrester, which makes Electra a direct descendant. But who is the father? Is the father someone dangerous? Is the father a Spencer? Oh my god, what if the father is a Spencer? What if that is the real reason Ivy hates them so much? We don't know yet. But Steffi knows that this changes the shares. This changes the dynamics. This changes how Eric is going to react. Steffi realizes that she can't just fire Ivy right now. The firing is stalled. Learn chathai bir dintre. Because if Steffi fires Ivy the exact second Ivy reveals she's a mother trying to protect her child, it will cause a massive family civil war. Eric will get involved. John might get involved. The press will get involved. Steffi is furious, but she is also a businesswoman. She knows a PR nightmare when she sees one. So the pen drops. The papers are pushed aside. For now, but the damage is done. The room is just heavy with this suffocating trauma. And I just keep thinking about what this means for everyone else. What is RJ going to do when he finds out RJ has been relying on Ivy as his ally to win Electra? Is RJ going to be weirded out that his ally is actually his girlfriend's secret mother? And what about the fact that RJ and Electra are cousins? I mean, they are second cousins, which is standard soap opera territory. But still, the Forrester bloodline just got a lot more complicated. And Will, oh my god, Will Spencer. Will just made this massive sacrifice. Will just told Melissa Dillon to move out of the beach house. Dillon made a heartbreaking decision to leave just so Will could pitch a fresh start to Electra. Will did everything Electra asked. And now Will's gonna find out that Electra's mother is the reason his heart was broken in the first place. And that this mother hates his guts just because his last name is Spencer. The feud between the Forresters and the Spencers is gonna reignite like a wildfire. Ridge already hates Will. Ridge just lectured RJ about Will. And Bill Spencer hates Ridge. When Bill finds out that Ivy Forrester manipulated his son and broke his heart, Bill is gonna go scorched earth. Bill is going to use his media empire to destroy Ivy. And Brooke is going to be caught right in the middle, still trying to push RJ and Electra together while fighting with Katie over the Logan fashion line. It is a massive, interconnected web of disaster. And Ivy is the spider sitting right in the middle of it. But I have to go back to Ivy's tears. Because I don't buy them. I don't buy the victim act. Yes, she was crying. Yes, and she looked desperate. But Ivy didn't confess this because she wanted to be honest. She didn't confess this to heal her relationship with Electra. She confessed this as a weapon. A psychological weapon to stop Steffi from firing her. It was a calculated, manipulative move disguised as a breakdown. Ivy used her own daughter's trauma as a shield to save her paycheck and her office at Forrester Creations. And that is unforgivable. Electra deserves so much better. I don't even like Electra that much, but my heart breaks for her. She is standing in that office, realizing that she has no one. Will is damaged. RJ is toxic. Her aunt is her mother. Her mother is a monster. Where does Electra go from here? Does she run back to Will and beg for forgiveness? Does Will even want her now that she comes with this insane baggage? Or does Electra lean into the Forrester darkness and stay with RJ becoming just as manipulative as her mother? And what about Melissa Dillon? Dylan is packing her bags at the beach house right now. Dylan knew Ivy's secrets. Dylan felt guilty. But Dylan didn't know this secret. Nobody knew this secret. I am just so overwhelmed by the sheer audacity of the writers right now. We thought the Sheila Carter and Taylor Hayes drama was the peak of the month. We thought Taylor falling in love with Deacon and Sheila waving a pizza cutter around was the craziest thing we would see, but no. Ivy Forrester said, "Hold my iced coffee," and completely shattered the Forrester family tree. So what happens tomorrow? Steffy has stalled the firing, but Steffi's not going to let this go. Steffy is going to demand answers. She is going to demand to know who the father is. She's going to demand to know why Ivy kept this a secret for decades. And Elektra is going to bolt. I can feel it. Elektra is going to run out of that office, and she is going to have a complete mental breakdown. And I will be right here watching every single second of it, because this is the kind of raw, unfiltered, messy drama that we live for. I need to know what you guys think. Please flood the comments right now. Are you Team Steffy? Because I am 100% Team Steffy right now. Fire her anyway. Are you feeling sorry for Elektra? Or do you think she brought some of this on herself with her ultimatums? And what is Will gonna do? I am going to go make another pot of coffee because I am not sleeping tonight. The implications of this are just too massive. The Forrester family will never be the same. Ivy's dirty tricks finally caught up with her, but she managed to drag everyone else down into the mud with her. Just absolutely wild. Alright guys, that is all I have for this update. My brain is officially fried. I will see you in the next video. Keep watching, because things are about to get so much worse for the Forrester family.